Today we're going to discuss momentum in FIFA and how we can avoid it. Please feel free to hit the subscribe button while the intro rolls, and let's do this. Welcome back to another video, team, and if you are new here, my name is Brabsy, competitive FIFA player and your FIFA 21 coach. In today's video we're going to discuss what is momentum, why is it in the game, what does it look like, and how are we going to beat it? Let's jump straight in. So you might have heard a few different terminologies for this. Scripting, momentum, dynamic difficulty adjustment, or good old-fashioned FIFA. You may hear some people use the terminology scripting following up by saying, oh, I was meant to lose that game, or I was meant to concede that goal. Just to dispel that, I don't think that that is true at all. The sheer amount of coding that would be required to create some sort of algorithm that determines exactly what games you're going to win and lose is just something that I don't think EA would have put into the game. I mean, let's be honest, they struggle to make it playable every year as it is. Instead, what we are referring to is more commonly known as momentum or dynamic difficulty adjustment. It's been widely regarded for many years that the game adjusts itself during the match to try and iron out any disparities between the two players. Since FIFA 17, momentum adjustment has been found in the coding of the game. User scores in the first 5 minutes increase difficulty by 25%. If you have a 2-goal lead, increase by 25%. If you have 70% possession or more, increase difficulty by 25%. More than 5 shots in the first 30 minutes, increase by 15. More than 10 on target, increase by 10%. On the flip side, if you're losing at any point, decrease by 10%. No shots on target within 30 minutes of play, decrease by 20%. Less than 30% possession any time after 30 minutes, decrease difficulty by 20%. Losing by 2 goals, decrease difficulty by 10%. There are more and we can go on, but what this explains to us is the very real concept that a lot of us feel when we're absolutely hammering our opponent in the first half. We've scored 2 quick goals, had loads of possession, they haven't had a shot on target, and then suddenly in the second half your players just absolutely fall to pot. You can't do a pass, your positioning is awful, or your players feel slow, and suddenly your opponent's just cutting through you with faster and more responsive players. I do have to point out that EA deny that this is in the online game mode and say it's just in the offline modes, but let's be honest, of course they're going to deny it's in the online mode. Why would the developer script for offline mode when you can so easily adjust sliders there anyway? Makes no sense. So why would this be in the game? If we flip back to that early scenario, you've got player 1 who is currently winning 2-0. They've got all the possession, all the shots, absolutely hammering their opponent. They're going to sit there and think, this game is so easy, I'm so good at this game, no issues at all. Player B, meanwhile, is having an awful time of it. They've not touched the ball yet and they're thinking, oh, this game is horrible, I don't want to play it, I keep getting beaten. So this is when the momentum kicks in to decrease the ability of these players and increase the ability of these players to make it more of an even match, thus making it completely unfair in the process. Suddenly player A's gone from feeling like they're absolutely hammering this opponent to, oh my god, I've only just narrowly won them, or oh my god, I've just lost against them. Keeps them challenged in the game and it makes them think, oh, maybe I just need to improve my team. Let's go and buy some FIFA packs. Meanwhile, player B doesn't feel so bad at the game. They think, oh, I've only just narrowly lost to this really good player. Maybe if I had a better team, I'll win them next time. So, I think most of us have been in that situation where it feels like our players go to absolute pot in the second half if we've had all of the possession and all of the action in the first half.
So in the name of science,
I've basically gone through a few games and done the complete opposite. Had no possession, no shots, tried to tick every one of these boxes to see if I get any form of boost in the second half. I'll not spoil it, let's see what happens. Well, there was only one way to keep possession and pass accuracy down. Neil Warnock! Hoof! Bosh! Bifter! Lovely! Well, that's the first half over and we've accidentally had a shot, but we've managed to keep possession down and pass accuracy down. So we should be in line for a nice boost in the second half now that the game thinks that we are shit. Well, our opponent scores a scruffy kickoff glitch goal, which means that we definitely should be in line for a nice little boosty. And sure enough, our big clunky centre-back under pressure at a 90-degree angle picks out a lovely pass into the midfield, where we can set our striker away for the first attack. Memphis Depay, on his 3-star weaker foot, slams it in, first shot, no problems. It's now becoming noticeable that our opponent's passes are slowing down, becoming clunkier and less accurate. Meanwhile, we're just one-touch passing it with our centre-backs like it's no problem. This is great. Even when we lose the ball, we can just lie down and win it back. Fantastic. More laboured and inaccurate passing from our opponent. Meanwhile, our gameplay continues to be smooth and crisp. Bear in mind, we are the away team in this match as well. Now, how many times have we seen this happen? The opponent's centre-back wins the ball, and, well, we just bulldoze him over, quite frankly. Pass it through the intercepting player, and bang, Bob's your uncle. Thanks, EA. Seriously though, this centre-back, clear as day, has had their strength and tackling just seemingly vanish from them. Meanwhile, our player has just really become invincible. That intercepting player doesn't want to know about the ball, nor that's left is for me to just turn and shoot. The hard work's done for me. So 3-2 finish, and how many times have we seen stats like this? Because we didn't play in the first half, the gameplay really did feel like it shifted in my favour a lot of the time, and we've had less shots, less possession, less pass accuracy, yet we've come out the victor. I am so used to having my gameplay negatively affected that it actually felt quite nice to have a smooth game in the second half for once. Next game up, let's go. Neil Warnock. Once more, a half-time of hardly any possession, hardly any shots, and awful pass accuracy. So once again, the test is underway and we go on our first attack in the second half. Now, this angle, well, it's never a goal, is it? Defender's in the way to block it, and you shouldn't be shooting from that angle, but hey, we shoot and we score. Yeah, boy. And now Mr. Meta defender Gomez tries to tackle us. Nah, fam, not happening. No. It's just absolutely ridiculous at this point. And we shall see you later. Certainly not just a one-off then. Here comes the final test. Now our final opponent thought they was against a bad player and started skilling around everywhere. The total disrespect. But of course I was doing this
in the name of science.
So I decided to stick to my task, and as a reward, I will give them a Raul Kerr montage in the second half. Half time, no shots on target, low possession, low pass accuracy. Raul, it's your time to shine, my friend.
Got a mind linked up to the world, to the whole world wide web. And if I know that if I flow like Pablo, I'm bringing silver and lead. Ride with us and go big, or give up and go back to bed. We're flipping the game on the head, all in the hope that you hear what I say, what I said. And it goes like it's a new dawn, it's a new day. Got me saying one love, I see the way. Gonna rise wrong, so sing along. Do you feel the power when you hear play? When you hear play, with a new shit, with the fun lines. Living one life, everybody me and mine. And if you're looking for a sign, wow, know that it's time. They'll know we about to go. They'll know, we about to go.
So as disgusting as it is, we need to figure out how we can avoid this from happening. One of the ways is just to be mindful of that checklist that we went through earlier. If you are a possession player, for example, try not to keep hold of the ball as much, be a bit more adventurous with your attacks so you don't get penalised for having too much possession. Alternatively, just be mindful in the second half that you may feel your passing will get reduced and will get worse as the half goes on. Likewise, those of you that like to have a lot of shots on goal every time the opportunity arises, maybe think about doing that extra pass and just reducing the overall amount of shots you have. Again, if you don't want to adjust your playstyle, just be mindful in the second half that shooting may become a little harder. Last but not least though, if you're anything like me, I don't want to adjust my game style for no one, and quite frankly, nor should you. So here are some tips on what you can do during the game if you can feel this start to happen, just so you don't get caught out by it. So what you will need to do is set up a formation in your custom tactics that has a width greater than 5. A 4-2-3-1 is a perfectly fine formation with this because of the CDM still sitting in, but what this will allow you to do is use the fullbacks and the wide players to switch the ball across the pitch, thus alleviating any pressure on yourself. Now you don't even need to be sitting back to do this. You can go with a high depth and a really high width if you'd like and carry on attacking. The important thing is when you get the ball and you can feel your passing is getting worse, you can just switch the ball across the pitch to a player who is under less pressure and then build up on that wing instead. So in this example, we've just gone 3-1 up in the 50th minute and changed to that ultra wide attacking formation. Rather than sitting back, what we're going to do when we get the ball is not go on any counter-attacks, but instead slowly build the ball up from one wing to the other, keeping possession while we do it. By having players hugging the touchline, it actually creates a lot more space in the middle to be able to turn backwards and play a less risky pass. Because we've reduced the risk of our passes, we are less likely to give the ball away when it inevitably makes us do a bad one. By doing this, not only are we slowing the game down, but we're actually giving the game less chance to make us do a really dodgy pass in a dangerous area. Instead, these quick switches to the other wing means we can work the ball up the pitch in an empty space, and that's where we can play our more risky passes where we're less afraid of losing the ball. When we do lose the ball here, that's absolutely fine because we've got plenty of time to shape our defence and get rid of any counter-attacks. So when you've got yourself a lead, adopt that wider formation to give yourself more passing options and reduce the risk of making a passing error in the central areas of the pitch. Not only are we winding the clock down by doing this, but we're actually probing for other attacking areas on the pitch while our opponent tries to press us and win the ball back. Again, keep switching it between the centre and the wide areas, and before you'll know it, you'll start to notice little spaces creep up on either wing to exploit and put the game to bed. I hope that was useful for you, team, and I'd like to know what your opinion is on this matter. Feel free to let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. As always, make sure to give the video a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, stay safe and happy gaming. I don't know how many people watch until the end, but I just wanted to let you know that I like apple pie. Apple pie is really nice, especially with custard. I hope you're having a good day. Thank you for watching.